It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. You underestimate my power. I loved you, Anakin. Are we recording?
Yeah. Hey, guys.
I loved you, Anakin.
If you think about it, 3 days into joining the dark side, Anakin killed Samuel L. Jackson. He killed a bunch of children. He got burned pretty bad.
Gosh, that show, I'll still cry.
And then he's got, and now he's in this suit. He
turned her against me.
Murderer, ugly, lost majority of his limbs.
You have done that yourself.
Can you think of any job where that's a worse?
All right.
That first 1 month progress report. How you feeling? And he's just, yeah, you sound better.
We're back, and it's been a while, and we've been busy.
Yeah,
we've been busy. We opened a comedy club, and that's been going okay.
Yeah,
Connor,
that's a good way to summarize it. It's a 3-hour drive both ways. It's going okay.
It's Wednesday, 1:40. Connor's only been in a bad mood once today, and
sleepy,
which is progress.
That's insulting.
Connor's a very grumpy man. I mean, I know our loyal listeners are, you guys see him happy here. He can get spicy. Very spice. Why do you think that is?
I think you bring out the spice in me. You bring out the spice sometimes.
I don't think that's true, man.
You're just a saint. Saint Mason.
I don't think I'm a saint. I just think you give me a bad... every time you get mad at me, you go, it's your fault.
I think I could...
How many times do I get mad at you? That's the crazy part.
Well, you don't get mad at many people.
I don't.
So it's not...
There's the occasional... And then I'll lash out big time. The occasional William Price situation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Mason's pretty low-key and everything, and he's very fun-loving, but if you slight him, sometimes he's like, I'd like to find all remaining male heirs and execute them in the parking lot.
Yeah. I've gone execution style a couple times. You just get angry when people aren't cool, man. You get really angry. And then Connor, it drives me angrier when Connor laughs at me.
Just be cool. You laugh at me all the time.
Well, I do. Well, you get angry way more frequently than I do. And so for Connor he'll describe how he's feeling and then why I'm making him feel that way. It's pretty clear cut. And usually the evidence is pretty on his side, but it's
I'm like, why are you so mad? And I go, you keep going shaboing when I'm trying to focus. And he's like, yeah, but what?
I think that's the thing is that and I think this is a fault when you're in productive mode. We also spend for two non-married men.
If we were married, we'd be divorced.
Yeah, we spend way too much time together. But the other day, Connor was really trying to work, and I was on all fours underneath my desk barking, trying to get him to look at me, and he wouldn't look at me, which made me want to bark more. And
yeah. Mason
tough.
told me, he said, if you come in a grumpus mood, you should have a sign that's like, hey, I'm feeling grumpus for the next 30. Yep. And I think that will backfire because then he'll start, are you grumpus now? He'll do that.
I'll push for him. But no, we've actually been on a pretty good streak. We went, we need to be more consistent in this, but we went to San Francisco, which was very fun. Beautiful.
If you're going to you know that song?
No, I know Save Me San Francisco.
You don't know Scott McKinsey San Francisco?
Mm-mm.
Flowers in your hair?
Well,
be sure to wear some.
I don't know Scott.
Yeah. Well, it was beautiful.
I also feel like you should scoot your chair up because you're a little behind me, so it's hurting my neck to look at you. Can you move it up just a little bit? Here, I'll hold it for you. There we go. We could have both been on the black chair today, but Connor insisted that.
Well, it's a futon with with a strong obtuse angle, and it's bad for the
guess
back.
Who's taking a nap on it in 20 minutes?
Yeah, because I don't sit up when I nap. If I had to sit up when I nap, I'd sleep in this.
So we went to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And it was very fun. We had a good time, I think.
Yeah, it's
It was
beautiful.
quick. It was a quick trip.
The weather is. We did a lot for only being there 2 full days.
We did. I was like impressed. Normally when I go on the road, I sleep a good amount of the day, but I went on a walk by myself to Golden Gate Park.
Well, you slept 14 hours before that, right?
We did. I mean, no, not really. I mean, yeah, I did sleep. I went to bed early that night.
Yeah.
Well, the show's finished at I went to bed at 11.
But you had also slept many hours before.
Oh,
that.
I took a nap.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like a 2-3 hour nap.
Yep. Yeah, traveling tires me out. So we
Mason doesn't fly well.
I get very it's very stressful, so I have to take a nap when I get land places because I'm so stressed. But it's fun. I think we had a good time. We did.
We brought Luis as well, who's not here, but boy, Luis is
endless entertainment,
unemployable, and just so fun. So fun.
I mean, yeah, every episode could be Luis updates, and newsflash, they're not great. I mean, it's
he is well. It changed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
His career trajectory. It's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like a cinnamon roll because it just keeps changing directions and then it implodes on itself.
I mean that I bet if you ask some cinnamon rolls about that, they'd be offended.
He's a personal trainer kind of right now.
Yeah.
I worked out. I don't want to say with him, but he was near me watching. And I said, I'm going to do this many push-ups and this many pull-ups. And as a personal trainer, he said, why? And he said, don't.
He goes, you don't have to do that stuff.
I'm like, yeah, but that's the... And then I said, how many pull-ups do you think you can do? 2, 3? And he went, yeah, this is a personal trainer. And he's like, yeah, I can do 2. And then he did a half. Like, I don't think his afro got over the bar. And then he was done.
Yeah. It's very unique. We don't know what's going on in our guy Luis's life. We think Luis could be like 60 and he's gonna put us in the group text and like, I just got an internship, and we go, Luis, you're 60. You're supposed to be retiring by now. He goes, no, it just took me 30 years to figure it all out. And I decided I wanted to be a welding tech. And you go, okay, welding tech. You could have landed on that 30 years ago.
I think robots will have done.
We're trying to talk him into welding, something where you'll have a job. That's what we're trying to talk him into.
Yeah, that's his big. So update on Luis, and we'll try to be as supportive as we can without smiling too much. So he is a personal trainer right now. There's a blind gym nearby that I hired him.
Hey, you said you were gonna be nice.
He's our starting center because he said he was 7 foot tall. He's working at there kind of. It's not very convenient because it's far away. And the hours, plus I'm sure he's on his feet all day. That's exhausting. And now he's talking about going back to school to study biotech.
Yep.
And
we helped him. We tried to ask some questions. We go, Luis, do you like biotech? And he goes, I can get a job in it. We go, that's not exactly what we asked. Do you like it? Well, I don't know. I mean, I studied science in college. Luis, why are you trying to go back to school? Can't get a good answer out of him.
These are good questions, and we've all been at this point where you don't really know what you're doing, and I don't envy his position at all.
But at least we were doing something.
Yeah, we are doing something, and he's like, I'm thinking about studying physics. And I go, do you like physics? And he goes, yeah. And I go, are you good at physics? He said, define good at physics. I said, did you pass physics class? And then he said he got a B and a B plus.
That's good.
But I go, is that enough to? I don't think he. Then I also threw out. I said, if I get you a job in the next week that paid like $60K total all in, would that change everything? And he went, yeah, probably. So I don't think he cares about biotech. I think he cares about job. Money.
Yeah, and I think some people do this where they go, okay, if I just say I'm going, like, school is just another way to delay getting a job, and I have the semblance of a plan. And we try to tell them very kindly that we're past that. We are past that point. You have to get a job. Wait tables, one of the local bars that Rudyard's, they said they pay him close to $30 an hour to be a bartender.
Yes.
It's like, dude, go do that. That's great money by all accounts. That's
it's
incredible.
weird because we'll tell him that, and he goes, "Are you serious?" And you go, "Yeah," and then nothing happens.
Even Connor just got a new job. Connor works at the con.
Oh,
we were in the car, and my boss texted me and said, "Hey, I need a guy to do this at the comedy club." And I go, "Okay, well, Luis, do you want to do this?" And Luis goes, "Well, I just don't know." And then I go, "Connor, do you want to do it?" And Connor goes, "Yeah." Connected him. Connor got the job in literally 20 more minutes. It was insane.
20, 30 minutes, I had a call with Brian, our boss, telling us about the role, telling me, like, hey, you're going to be training. And as I'm taking the call, I hear Luis behind me go, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to reach out to Brian. He has, like, no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then I go, I just got a job.
With it, which a non insignificant chunk of change to add to your yearly, whatever.
It's stuff.
And that's the thing about stand-up. I think for a while we're going to have to, stand-up only makes so much money. So you got to, if you can do some of these kind of oddball jobs that people need, and Brian does need it, it will be a consistent job for as long as Connor wants to do it.
That's the thing, too. It's like we've done some, I guess, with posting reels and making little artwork for shows. We've done all that to some degree, but this is the Riot's like a real business, a real machine that you can't be loosey-goosey with.
Yeah. You get to join the team. You'll be on the team call tomorrow, huh?
Will I?
Oh, yeah, probably. Team call, baby.
You know what's funny is our boss doesn't know. I texted our boss yesterday if I could have time off. No response. So I'm going to have to tell him in person, and he's going to find out at some point that I got a part-time job.
No, he can't. Don't let him find that out.
Okay.
We'll just say it on a podcast so no one listens to it.
It has to be, I think the way is, we give it a year.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, "I work for the Riot." And he goes, "You took a job." And then I go, "It's been for a year." And then he's like, "Oh, okay. All right. That's fine." So we have to wait 360 more days.
Which at that time will be nearing the end of our employment.
Yeah.
Well, probably about 6 more months.
Lucy's will be like, we just made it.
We have a year and a half left. So
it's only been half a year we've been here?
Yeah. I know, this is purgatory. It feels like it's been,
what? I feel like I'm 30.
This is interstellar zone. It's yeah, we're getting into marketing though. We're starting to really try to figure out
what are we figuring out? How to write a resume?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy the percentage of our job is trying to find really unique ways to tell our bosses what we've been doing all day. And because you can't say we've watched so much YouTube. I mean,
yeah,
YouTube has hit us with a couple of those. Hey, take a break. Give it a sec.
Yeah.
Give it a second. One time Connor was at my desk watching YouTube, probably an hour and a half. And then he said, "All right, I got to go." I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I got to go watch YouTube over there." Because we spend so much time together. I mean, we're what, 12 feet apart?
Yeah.
And then we go do stand-up. And then now we have another job together.
Yeah, I know your family dog's name. I feel like I could get to your home without you telling me the directions.
Well, that's different. That's just friendly stuff.
So Mason's...
I could almost get to yours.
Well, yeah, you can just plug in an address.
No,
you got to give me coordinates.
I know address. You're talking about in Columbus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I still don't know the turn.
Yeah,
I thought for a moment, so Mason's parents live, in a kind of remote area off the main highway. And there's no sign that says, "Hey, James Way over here."
Yeah.
You just have to go, "Oh, you turn next one."
Yeah.
And I still don't know how you do it.
Yeah, they drop a pen or something for people
that's
visiting. Well, no, I mean, if you grow up there, you kind of know.
Sure, whatever.
If you remember one turn.
Columbus is cool. I talked to Mason about, so Mason's doing great. And I talked to him about, they're these small towns.
Not that great.
Yeah, but they're these small towns around Texas that are like Columbus. They're very pretty. And they have venues that maybe they're not dedicated event spaces, but they could be, about just setting up little shows around.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I thought about doing something because I think there would be a good amount of people in Columbus that would come to a show, and I wanted to do the. There's that Stafford Opera House. It's like we have like an old opera house, and it's very pretty. It's like historic, and I think it's like the only like 2-story one or something. I don't know, but yeah, I think we could set it up.
That seems so weird. Like, you're in Stafford, you got to go see the opera in Stafford.
Well, no, it's I don't know what it is. No,
What?
Stafford is like the last name of the people because it's in Columbus.
Oh.
It's on the town square. That's what I'm saying. We should do a show there.
I think that I'm just saying, like, Galveston has an opera house.
Well, that one's.
Why was opera like such a big thing?
Oh well, no, that was an entertainment. Women that could sing high.
It was just women?
I think it was a lot of women. I don't know if dudes do opera.
Paul Potts? Britain's Got Talent? Sing opera.
He's British.
They don't sing British, but they talk British.
Yeah, that's always been a weird thing.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of places have, like, the Grand Ole Opera House, but opera's not really a thing. I think opera's, like, European.
Well, I mean, pretty much everything that we have is European since we did
In America?
come here from Europe. Do you think if you would have come in and been European and like did the settlements or whatever they did, do you think you would have wanted to lash out against Europe?
Like, I was angry at
Yeah.
them?
Because we had a Revolutionary War, but they always made it seem... Didn't they make it seem like in the books that Christopher Columbus left because he was like disgruntled with everything over there?
Yeah, I think he was kind of thought of as like a goof. Of like, okay, you can go there, okay. And then he found a thing, and they're like, oh, no. He's going to talk so much crap.
Where did he land?
I think he thought he was going to India.
Yeah, but he landed in Charleston?
Like Massachusetts or
Okay.
He landed, I feel like we should know this. He landed in current North America, somewhere on the East Coast.
Yeah, so I think it was the Northeast, too. Maybe it was Charleston.
Charleston, South Carolina?
Yeah, I thought it was something Rock.
Plymouth Rock?
Plymouth Rock. Yeah, I think it was something like that, but it's weird because they left and you always heard that they were unhappy. And then there had to be a whole Revolutionary War, which, we won, I guess. I mean, I think we won. And it was all because of taxes.
I think, you know how the French got involved in our war on behalf of us? Just how long does that take? Because the French got to get a letter and they got to go, we got to commit based off a letter. We got to commit all these troops.
Yeah, well, think about how many peace treaties were signed and then people kept on fighting. And then you're like in the middle about to throw a punch and they're like, hey, we were supposed to stop fighting 6 months ago.
And then you're still like, I didn't hear what he said.
Yeah. It's been pretty upset. That's crazy. I mean, it really is crazy. We live in the best time. What do you think of the best time to live? I think we've had this conversation before, but I think to be born in like 1977, that'd been the best time.
Who is from so
you'd have been 13 in the at 1990.
13 in 1990. Okay.
Right?
When was Vietnam?
Yeah, you're way past Vietnam.
Sorry.
I think Vietnam was like 65.
Really? I feel like Vietnam was like led to a big cultural.
But I'm just talking about like you didn't have to do much war stuff. And then you grew up in the 90s, which I felt like was a great time because it was like kind of internet, kind of cool. Everybody was being cool.
Internet.
And then because now it's just like I was just like we were at Cabo Bob's. Everybody's just on their phones, including us.
I feel like there's a lot of nostalgia for like we're addicted to our phone and we don't know how to not be addicted to our phone. And then we watch videos of old technology on our new technology.
Yeah. It's like, look at this old Dell. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think it would have been, I do think it would have been nicer. I don't think I would have been like doing any better or anything like that, but I think it would have been, I think I would have been doing the exact same, but it'd still be like more fun.
I think like clothing and cars were cooler back then. There was something very cool about it.
For some reason, I feel like I would have had hair longer.
Like longer hair, or you would have held on for longer?
I feel like I wouldn't have gone bald if I was born back then.
Why?
I don't know.
Vaccines?
Vaccinations.
My dad talks about one thing I think about is like he said I had a family dog. We never bathed it. We never like made it stay inside. We just let it do whatever it wanted. And I feel like there was a very free nature about just kids and dogs.
Yeah, I know. And now you think about your kid going and playing in the neighborhood. And do you think there was less bad people back then?
Well, there were less people. So
Well, but just less bad people. Because they always talk about, like, the latchkey kids. Like, they'd leave a key, you go play, and you had to be back at dark.
I think I was that for a certain part of my life.
We were, but I was in the country. But, like, I don't think that exists anymore. I feel like everybody's worried about their kid getting stolen. Which, are more kids getting taken now?
I don't know. Sometimes I see news reports of, like, they'll discover bones from like decades ago, and you go, "Oh, okay, something bad happened."
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just people die, and then it's just kind of over. Like we knew someone in our hometown that their kid got taken at like she was like 12, and they found her and not alive, which is the worst way to find someone, and yeah, they it's been, I think now 20-something years since it happened, and it's like, do you think about it every single day if you're a parent? You're just like, oh, I remember that one time we had a kid for 13 years, and now it's just gone. It's terrible. That'd be horrible.
That's horrific.
But what do you do? I mean, that was still happening, but now it feels like now the kids, you can't go play. Can you go play at other friends' houses now?
It feels like it happens more, even though there's more ways to get caught.
So many ways to get caught. I was thinking today, like, you can't be a serial killer.
Yeah, I guess unless you're in like, South Dakota.
Yeah, but even then I feel
like the more trees there are, the harder it is to find you. You just hide more.
They said, I think if you're the best chance to be a serial killer, I looked into it. I think it was, you need to kill, like, it has to be pretty random. So, like, if you have a pattern, then it, like, can give off certain things. It's got to be, but I think that's the problem, is they're pretty crazy. They like to go,
They are. Like, back then, you could commit some crimes. Like, remember No Country for Old Men?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, wrong one. There Will Be Blood.
Okay.
With the oil people. I feel like if you committed a crime, if you killed someone in California and then you moved to Oregon, it's almost like you didn't kill anybody.
Oh, yeah. They go, why'd you move? They go, we got tired of it.
You just grow a mustache, you still got blood on your neck.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Cut myself
The weather
shaving.
wasn't good. In California? Yeah, it's weird there.
Yeah, that's
shaving. You use a blade when you shave, huh?
Yeah, I'm a single blade guy.
Why?
I just got into it a while back. Feels easier on my skin.
Really?
Yeah.
Seems like you could nick yourself.
No. So, go ahead. Back to killing people. So, you don't really hear about serial killers anymore.
No.
I guess that's the new mass shooting thing.
But that's the coward's way.
Which, yeah, you hate to rank them, but it's obviously much cooler. I think serial killer is much cooler than school shooter.
Yeah, like Zodiac Killer, they still don't know. I thought for sure the guy who played one of the McDonald's brothers in The Founder, I for sure thought that guy was a Zodiac Killer in the movie Zodiac. He had the Zodiac watch.
Oh, yeah.
He had the shoes.
And he knew about it. Oh, that movie's so good. Jake Gyllenhaal's the man. Yeah. Robert Downey Jr.'s in that movie.
Old buddy's dad lived in SF during that time.
Really?
I remember him telling me, he's like, yeah, have you ever heard of the Zodiac Killer?
He must have been old.
He's not that. He's like 50s, 60s.
When was the Zodiac Killer?
Jamie, we'll look it up. Zodiac Killer.
I'm going to guess that was in 50s.
Zodiac Killer.
50s or 60s. I'm going to guess 1962.
Killer.
So I don't know how your friend would remember it.
in the late 60s.
Late 60s. Wow.
You think the Zodiac Killer is like he sends in his letter and there's no track. He sends in his letter to the San Francisco Chronicle, and they don't have tracking on it.
Yeah.
So do you think he's waiting like, come on, when's it gonna get there? Because once the news gets there, it's gonna be everywhere. But he's just like, maybe it got stalled. Maybe it got stalled in the.
And they said he's most likely dead now. He would have had to.
Oh yeah.
Because he'd have been like 20, 25.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's crazy, and then there's never and I know a bunch of people have like admitted to it on their.
Yeah.
Which is a fun thing to do. Like right as you're about to get back, actually, I was a Zodiac Killer.
That's so fun.
And they're like, what? You've always lived in South Carolina. Yeah, but I remember that one summer. Yeah, the Zodiac Killer. I mean, that is just, I don't even know where you start there. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the movie is of some guy in like a black suit, like Monty Python, just comes in, ties you up, stabs you a bunch. I feel
all of it's crazy.
Maybe it was like separate people, it was just truly random.
No, I thought his was a big like couples.
It was
no, because some of it was just women, like the side of the road.
Oh, the baby one.
Yeah, I didn't love that. Didn't they let her go?
Yeah, I think they were both. The baby was fine. I think they were both fine. And then there was
crazy. The baby would never remember that. The mom's like freaked out at the parking lot. Baby's like, "What's the deal?" She's like, "We were almost taken."
What?
Yeah,
hitchhiking. I feel like was more of a thing.
I used to think about getting taken all the time when I was younger. I was terrified of it. I wouldn't let my parents. If my mom went to like HEB and like went inside, I wouldn't let her leave me in the car because I was like, someone's gonna come steal me.
Really?
Yeah. I guess I thought I just looked delectable.
Delectable, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I was scared about it.
Really?
I was very paranoid, little child. I used to think. I remember one time we lived in this kind of weird area. It was like a shopping mall.
Columbus?
Yeah. And I saw these guys. I like went and was looking for this dog. There's a lot of dogs in the country. And I thought I saw this dog, and then I thought these guys like grabbed some rope and started chasing me. I'm pretty sure I didn't see that because that sounds like that would be somewhere the police would have been called. But
are you saying you imagined that?
I think I may have imagined that. But I told my parents that. I don't know if I told anybody it happened. I remember I was pretty scared. I was scared. I was a very scared little guy. I like to be in public a lot. Everybody used to always.
You're gonna love New York.
I'm very nervous about New York. It's all right.
I'm very scared of getting broken into because it seems possible.
Yeah, well, that's probably the most realistic fear.
That's what makes it scary. The gap of like someone walking past your house to someone walking in front and then just going like trying to knock, even just someone knocking on the door, them being that close. Or one thing I think about is Amanda and I sleep with our bedroom door open so the dog can go in and out. And I just imagine someone appearing, just like not even a scary, just a normal looking person. And that makes it worse because it lets me know anyone can be it.
It's just a guy in cargo shorts. Hey, man.
I think of it just like I always have thought, what if it's just like an old Chinese man? The scariest.
What?
And he just walks in slow. There's no like pace to it. It's just slow.
I've always had this theory about like crimes. If you're not crazy confident as a criminal, it's got to be a little awkward. Because there's a little bit of like, what? You're going to shoot me for this gas station money? Like, you really have to be motivated to do a crime. Golly, you have to be so motivated. Did you see they just robbed a bank for like $30 million in L.A.?
All right.
Crazy. $30 million. They didn't even know that they got broken into until Monday.
Wow.
It was on a weekend.
What do you think they do? Do you think they start looking for like who bought a Corvette recently, all cash? Who flew to the Bahamas?
I mean, you got to think that those guys have like. I mean, if you're stealing that much money, that is like a legitimately professional crime group. Which is crazy to think about getting into that. Because the stakes are so high, you think you could harness that to be some sort of entrepreneur.
I watched Goodfellas on the plane, and it just seemed like a bunch of idiots, like really believing so much could go wrong. They're like, "Who do you got guarding the thing?" Fat Freddy. And they go, "Oh, Freddy. Oh, he's cool." Freddy hasn't been to college. Freddy doesn't have a GED. He's just a good guy.
Jed.
Being in the mob seems so stressful.
Any sort of crime, anything where you're worried about someone coming for you. Like even like being like Rogan right now, or like Elon, where like those are kind of powerful people where people may not like them. I mean, Elon's got to have 24-hour security, right? I'm sure Rogan has 24-hour security.
Hope so.
It's crazy.
Stressful.
I know. I couldn't do it. That'd be the worst part about being like somewhat famous.
At what point did the JRE really start being like a big mainstream thing?
When did you first hear about it or listen to it?
I'm trying to remember like the first guest. I don't know. I don't think it was a comedian. It may have been like Elon. I'd have to think about it.
Well, the Elon episode was huge when that first came out. He smoked a little bit of
Stock price dipped.
grass, and I remember the first one I listened to. I was still very like the outdoors or whatever, and then there's a guy I followed that did the Meat Eater show, Steven Ranella.
Oh, he's cool.
And I remember I was just looking him up, and he's like, Steven Ranella went on the Joe Rogan Experience, and then that was the first episode I listened to. It was probably 5-6 years ago, probably the first time.
Wow.
And then it was Jocko went like after that, and then I was like, oh, you can listen. I didn't realize you could like listen to these other ones, not just people you're interested in, like, and learn other stuff. But I've thought about like that if I'd bring that up if I ever meet Joseph.
Bring what up?
That I was like, hey, I learned about your podcast from Manila, and I think he would think that's funny.
And he'd go, oh, where are you from? And then he'd learn about you.
Yeah, he'd go, you like hunting? I go, I like hunting. He goes, you want $5 million? Yeah, sure. I go, if it's weighing
Come shoot bows with me.
If it's weighing it down.
You know Cam Haines, he does this series on YouTube. I don't really know him, but he does like run, shoot, lift.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun day.
Or run, lift, shoot.
You can't lift before you have shoot.
I don't know, dude. He's cool. He's a cool guy too.
Here's someone I came across.
He's a guy I like. Cam.
He seems positive.
He's very positive, but I don't love that he acts like there's people that are doubting him. That always. I'd always like when people have like that false. Like when Jordan was like, they said they don't think, what are they gonna say about me now? What are they? And it's like, well, no, dude, everybody says you're the best. So.
Yeah, you think when you won 5, they were like, well, he hasn't won 6, so
yeah.
It's not that good.
Yeah, it's like Cam's like, well, what people don't, what all the doubters think. It's like nobody's doubting. You can go shoot elk.
Yeah, you're not a household name. Like, no, you live in Utah.
Yeah, or I don't know if it's Utah, it's Oregon, but
Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon, and he's crushing. I mean, he's crushing it. I think guys like that are highly driven, they have to maybe think about people. I mean, I'm not thinking about anybody. I have some things I'll put in my head sometimes.
Oh, I got plenty.
So yeah, you said I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Still or not as much?
I don't know. I don't think, I try not to think of it as, I try not to, because it just makes me upset. Because I'll just go, this person doesn't like me. I don't like them. Screw them. It doesn't. Yeah. So I don't think I think of it that way.
We've been going for a while, by the way.
What?
Probably close to like 45.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
35.
35?
Yeah, I started it.
Oh.
Here's somebody I came across on the internet early. Nardwar, the human serviette. Do you know what that is?
I don't know if a lot of people know what that is.
He's this weird, he's from Canada. He's this weird, serviette means napkin. So his Nardwar, Nardwar, the human napkin. He interviews artists and will dig up weird stuff from their past, and they're typically shocked Or he goes like 7405. And they go, what's that? And he goes, that's the address of the home where you were conceived. And they go, what? How do you know that? And then he'll give him like a Lunchables. And they go, what's this? And they go, check the back. And then they're like, that's my I autographed this Lunchable in kindergarten. How did you know that? And he goes,
Really?
and then his answer for everything is, you're Kendrick Lamar. We have to know that. He has a TED Talk. It's very cool.
Interesting. I got into Jocko Willink pretty early.
You look like Jocko.
Jocko podcast, I was into that. Episode 11, a guy showed me it. And it was a super crazy motivating speech that he gave. That was when I wanted to be in the military. And then I lost my mind and, started doing stand-up. Great second place.
I think I'm trying to think, what podcast did I really get into? We used to listen to Freakonomics as a family a lot.
How I Built This, I was real deep into that.
How I Built This. My dad listens to some entrepreneur ones because he's an entrepreneur.
Some poker ones.
I don't know. My dad. Every time I call my dad, he's like, "I'm busy," and then I hear "bloop," and he just like checked or called on something in online poker. Are you? And he goes, "No."
Does he play with real money?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's a digital world, but
you need to tell him to be careful. You don't want to lose your.
Yeah, he's not betting the title to the house or anything.
Yeah, but they didn't start doing that.
Well, I think my dad loves poker, and he'll play in the World Series of Poker every year. I think he did better this year than he did last year. A couple days. There.
It is crazy that the best poker players in the world keep making it to the top.
That's cool.
I saw there's this one guy with like a lot of tattoos. Mikey or something is crazy. I watch him a lot. He's crazy.
What do you think you would wear in poker? Because some guys will do like hat, sunglasses, no facial expression.
Yeah, and that guy was like, he would like vape, and then he would like blow a little bit of the vape on the table, and then blow it over here, and then be like, sorry guys, I didn't mean to. But it was like, they're like, oh, he's trying to get in people's heads.
I feel like you have to.
He's got some. I'll show you some after this. He's got some moments where like, he's in people. They're so frustrated with him. Because he's like a party animal kind of guy.
Have you seen the movie Molly's Game?
Molly's Game, yeah. Rounders.
Yeah, movies that like explain the mechanics of games too quickly. It's like, I got the cap on the flat bill. Mikey raises. I call. Like, I don't understand what most of that means.
Have you seen 21?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
I can add. I bought a book about counting cards. But
I think it's tough now because they do 6-hand.
It's different.
6-hand games.
But the book is like.
I think they used to do like 3 or 4, if I'm correct. So it's much easier to keep track of. It's just you're adding the amount you have to keep track of. And I think it helps if the table's full as well.
Full of people?
Yes.
How many people sit at a table? Have you gambled?
I've been to one casino. Did not go great for me. I didn't have a great time.
Now, can you order if you go to a waitress and you're like, banana smoothie? Do they do that?
I think they can. Yeah, they bring you if you're playing. They bring you whatever. But we were at like the $5 table, so no one's like, "Sir, how may I help you?" They're just like, "You guys are poor." But so if there's more people, you have to think like if there's more people, they're giving out more cards. Then you're aware of kind of like, okay. I've seen 4 6s on the table, so I know it's not going to be a 6. I see 2 aces. The chances of me getting A's are pretty low. Like, and that's all. It's still percentages, but it's. I mean, there was a little bit of me that was kind of like I am counting cards right now, and then I lost so many hands in a row. Yes, I was counting not right.
You think somebody in the security room's watching you? They go, "Is this guy a problem?" And they see you like spill your Dr. Pepper and fold 3 times. They go, "Nah, he's fine."
Yeah. I mean, it blew my mind. Blackjack seemed pretty straightforward. I was like, oh, this is, the people around me explained it to me. And then I did it and I was like, oh, I'm horrible. But the thing is, like, they have these rules. They're like, okay, if it's 17 or 16 or higher, you always just, you hold. Because the chances of the dealer busting are more... They're more more like of a percentage. It's more of a percentage of him doing that, and then it's and then yeah, of course, I would literally be like, I would do exactly what they say, and then the amount of times I had like 19, 20, or even 21, and then I think I had 21, and the dealer also got 21 like 3 times. And I would look around, I go, what is, and then they don't like when you talk, but I'd start going like, what is happening? It's like 2 a.m. All my friends have gone to sleep. I'm just sitting there playing $5 hands.
Does a tie go to the house?
You get your money back, but you're frustrated because you're like, you lost 3 in a row before.
Yes, on 21.
I have buddies that go play, and they play for lots of money. I think I would like to play without for money.
Yeah.
Without for money.
Without. My dad, whenever he wants to teach us poker, he's like, just bring change. Everyone has change, so we all have like pennies, nickels, and you're not losing a ton of money.
Yeah.
Cash out, $5.85.
Yeah.
I think, not to go back to Louis, I think I could see that as one of his like new things, counting cards. I think.
Thinking that he could do it.
I could do it.
And we go, Luis, you have to count normal first. He goes, oh crap, I thought you did.
I thought it was the colors. They go, they're all red cards.
Yeah, I think they've pretty much eliminated it now. I would like to. I think that's pretty true. Because if there's one thing about the casinos, they're probably good at not losing money since they're trying to get everybody else to lose money. Okay. All right. Well, that was pretty fun. Good episode back.
Everyone gamble.
Not the most action packed, but we're getting back in the groove.
We'll talk more about San Francisco, or not. We can also not do that. Just want to. Yeah, we've been.
We got to break down Yosemite
right now.
Oh, and Mariposa.
Oh, we missed out on Yosemite. We didn't.
Did you see that picture I sent you?
Yeah, we didn't go above sea level.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So
that's crazy. It's like going to a restaurant. They're like, "Did you get any food?" And we go, "Oh, we completely forgot."
Yeah, it's like Disney World. How are the rides? And you go, there were rides?
Yeah. Oh. We saw Mickey. All right. Well, this was very fun. Thank you guys for tuning back in. We'll be back next week.
Bye.